So this session of for AP Government is meant to be a practice test that will allow you to run through the timing and do things accordingly. What I'll do is basically set you up. So if you're watching this on a video after the fact, you will be able to see how it might go if you were doing this for real. And you could actually practice writing an answer and submitting it to me within the approved time. The important thing to remember is that on Monday, you can't be late. You need to be signing in no later than 3:30. Anything later than that, you're setting yourself up to potentially not pass or do well because you'll run out of time, not because you didn't know the material. So really give yourself the best opportunity by getting to your desk or your spot at 3 o'clock on Monday, clearing it out, making sure you have your supplies, that you are ready, that you have your e-ticket, etc., that you know what the website is and you're ready to go. And then you sign in and you start putting in your personal information and you are ready. Make sure you know that you get a good breakfast, possibly a lunch, that you get good sleep the couple days before so you're not tired on the day of the test. This is really your best shot at earning some college credit, saving some money, showing colleges that you can do this. Don't waste this opportunity. Try to set yourself up so you can do your best. What you'll need for sure by the day of the test is your AP ID number. I'm going to be contacting each of you to make sure that you've accessed it. If you've not accessed your AP ID number, I can give it to you, but then I'm going to sit and get you to make sure that you can sign in so that you can get to your test. You also want the notes that we took this week on the foundational documents. So that reference sheet, you're going to need that for the very first question. So you should just have it out on your desk where you can see it. Because remember, the first question will have foundational documents on it. No matter what they're asking, they will have them. The next thing you'll need is your vocabulary book. You want to be able to very quickly look things up if you're unsure about them. So make sure that you do have your vocabulary book with you. And you will also need your term 4, well, for today, you would need your term 4 packet so that you can see the questions. So you want to make sure that you have these things. If you don't, you should pause the video in order to gather them and then make sure you have them on your desk. And on the day of the test, you need everything except that term 4 packet you don't need on the day of the test. But you need your AP ID number, your foundational documents reference sheet, and your vocabulary book.
Ms. Fuchs.
Yeah.
So the AP ID number, that's in my email? Or AP ID number, that's in my email?
They've possibly emailed it to you at some point, but I can give you yours. All right, I'll just open the chat. And yours is so what I just typed in the chat is your AP ID number. And what you'll need to do is write that down. And you're going to put it on the top of any answer that you write along with your initials.
All right.
So the next thing you have to do, and I'm just recording this so that the people who aren't here can do it if they want to. You have to decide if you're going to type or handwrite your response. If you're typing, you're going to have to open up 2 documents in Word or Google Docs in advance. so that you can have question 1 and question 2 each in its own separate document. If you're writing, then you want to get at least 2 separate sheets of paper, one for question 1 and one for question 2. If you're handwriting, you cannot write on the back of your page. So you want to have, you know, if you have big handwriting or you like to skip lines, all of that is fine. Just make sure you have enough paper for what you're going to do. Or if you've decided, you know what, I'm a fast typer, I like to type, then you need to have 2 documents open on your computer so that you can either cut and paste or attach those documents when the time comes. For those of you in here, can you type in the chat what you've decided to do? Are you going to type or handwrite on Monday? Okay, I think that's probably the easiest way to go. So then you just need to make sure you have at least 2 sheets of paper, both today and the day of the test, so that you'll be ready to go on Monday. All right. So on your sheet of paper, you need to pre-write your 8-character APID on top of each one and your initials. So you do not write your full name on this. Go ahead and do that now. All right, and if you can just type in the chat when you're done putting your APID and your initials on the top of each page.
Should we have our AP ID already?
So I just typed it into the chat to you, Emilio.
Okay, I see.
Okay. And that is the one you'll need for the day of the test.
This same one.
Yep.
Okay.
If you do have more than one AP test, it will be the same AP ID number. So again, if you're handwriting your response on the day of the test, then you want to just pre-write before 4 o'clock comes, you want to just pre-write on the top of at least 2 sheets of paper your APID, which is specific to you, and your initials. And that's it. You don't need your name or anything else. And if you're handwriting and you do more than 1 page, then you would write page numbers. If you only end up using 1 piece of paper, then that's not necessary. Okay. So again, that's something you want to prepare in advance the day of the test, but we'll also are just practicing it for today. All right, so question 1, again, will always be the argument essay. You should ideally ideally have the notes that we took about the foundational documents with you, have your vocabulary binder, and possibly your textbook or any other notes that you can quickly reference. If you're worried that you're going to spend too much time looking stuff up and not enough time writing, then don't have them. It's more important that you write and just try your best than to have a perfect answer. So you only want to look up key things if you know for sure you don't remember them, and it will help you understand the question. So I'm going to use today, which will be extra credit for term 4, question 4 from your review packet. You don't have to have that though. I'm going to put it up here. I know it's not maybe as big as we'd hope. Okay, give me 1 second.
Okay, look, I got a question.
Yeah.
All right, look, so, what would I say? Practice question, argument, essay. I forgot the question number, but that one's due Monday. And then concept of, I forgot, but that was due yesterday. And then it's another one due Friday, right?
Yeah, you're correct. So basically, you should have hopefully just practiced 1 argument essay, then practice 1 concept application essay, and then for Friday, kind of like we're doing right now, you would do 1 of each. Now, if you do these today, then that could just substitute for the regular credit one because it's worth the same amount of points.
Okay.
But if you want extra credit just because you want to have, super A, then, or you're worried you won't get a perfect score on it, so you want to do extra ones, then you can just do a couple more.
So this one right here, question 4, that's an extra one, or
This is an extra credit. This is one of the extra credit ones.
All right.
All right, so what I'm gonna do is, as you see on the right, I've got a timer here for 25 minutes. That's how long you will have on Monday to answer a question just like this one. You can see the checklist, right, that has the different things that you need to do, but we've already gone through that once, so I mean, you kind of know what the checklist is, but it is there for you. The question, of course, is at the top, and then those 3 documents, like we knew were coming, are right there. So I'm going to start the timer and then move it behind the question, and you're just going to try and write an answer. You have your reference things. You're just going to try to do your best to write an answer as if this were Monday. All right, so I'm going to start it, and you can go ahead and get started.
Miss Fuchs.
Yep.
I don't think I'm gonna be able to do this.
You just gotta
I'm
try.
getting stressed out. I couldn't even do the one from yesterday that I sent you. I barely did that.
Some of them I think are very hard, but just read it.
All right.
And this one's about impeachment, so maybe it won't be so bad. Remember, you get points for trying. That is what this is about. It's just doing your best.
It's Jalen Adams, Fuchs. I can't hear you though.
So Jalen, we're doing a practice question.
Uh,
So basically what people are doing is going, reading this question and answering it on a sheet of paper within this time, just like you would have to on the test on Monday.
all right.
Sheet of paper, you can basically read the question and then try your hand at answering it.
All right.
Okay, so after the 25 minutes, what will happen is another 5-minute timer will appear on the website that you'll be using for the test. And that 5-minute window is how long you have to submit your work for that
Mm.
question one. So you can finish up a sentence or two, but you want to keep your eye on that clock because, you know, it takes little time to take a picture and to upload it. So you don't want to spend too long. But so finish a sentence or two. It's okay if you're partially done. It's better to submit a partially finished question than nothing. And you may be more done than you think. So finish up. And then what you're going to do today is go ahead and just take a picture and text it to me just as a way of practicing. Like, okay, I finished. Take a picture, send it. And you'll get extra credit for doing that. Right, so again, and before that timer runs out, you should take a picture and send it to me just as practice. So on the real day, you don't run out of time. All right, so if you had not submitted, you would have not gotten any credit for having what you'd written. So just on the real test, keep that in mind. It is extremely strict. So once that time is up, it'll go right into question 2, concept application. You'll have 15 minutes. I'm gonna put it up on the screen. You need a separate sheet of paper. Again, your APID number should be at the top and your initials. And I'm gonna go ahead and start the timer. One tip might not be necessary. Jump straight down to A, B, and C. If you can answer them without the prompt, I would go ahead and do as much of that as possible. And remember, you can look up terms in your vocabulary book. So if you don't know what the filibuster is, look it up.
Miss Fuchs,
Yep.
for this question, do we have to use any type of evidence?
No, you just do exactly what it says. So you just say how the filibuster encourages collaboration in the Senate. An example tends to be helpful, but however you do it is up to you. Okay, so again, you'd have 5 minutes to potentially finish up answers, take your pictures, and submit. So that timer now is started. Again, please go ahead and text or email them to me. Again, for practice and also so I can just kind of see and give you credit for what you've done. Okay. So basically, my last suggestion here is that at some point you go ahead and go to that practice website, um, and try submitting the work there, just so you can see kind of how it works, like what button you press, how it looks on your phone, all that, to make sure that it does work. Um, and if you do that and just take a screenshot at the end, I'll just throw in extra credit points. Why not? Make sure that your term 4 grade is a A. And bring up your overall grade. So thank you guys for sticking it out and trying it. Hopefully it kind of helped you see what it might be like. Tomorrow, if y'all want to do a session, it would have to be later. We could either go over concepts, other things. You're kind of like, well, I get the idea. You could also, just run your own practice tests with the remaining questions in that term 4 packet. But I'm here to do with you what you want before Monday. I will be contacting everybody just one-on-one, just to make sure that you have your APID, that you can log in to your MyAP website, and that hopefully tomorrow, if not, hopefully by tomorrow you'll have received the e-ticket. If you don't receive it Friday, then maybe you'll check in Saturday to see if your e-ticket came in your email. And if it didn't come in your email, you can still sign into MyAP and access your e-ticket there. So we'll practice doing, or I'll just check in to make sure that you can do that. So yeah, basically just as a reminder, these are the things that you would need on the day of the test. You need your APID number, your foundational documents, reference sheet, and your vocabulary book, so that you can quickly look up answers, answer the questions, and just do your best. All right.
Miss Fuchs.
Yeah.
I missed what you said earlier. Why might we get extra credit?
Oh, sorry. Just if you go ahead and try the practice website.
Okay. Just send a link to that.
Yeah, so the link is here. It's cb.org/AP demo.
Oh, okay, I see it. I'll screenshot it.
And basically that website has, like, you'll just type in the password practice. It says it on the website, and it'll just kind of go through what you're going to have to do on test day. Like type in your name, and then it has a little timer at the bottom, and making sure you do everything and hit submit, and how to submit your photo and all of that. So I think it's just a good way to practice on whatever device you plan on using on Monday, just so that, it's not for the first time the day of the test.
Okay, look, I got a question.
Mm-hmm.
So since I wasn't able to do the first question, I don't get points for that, but since I submitted the second question, I get points for that question?
Yes.
All right.
And on the real test, you can always just start with a restate. And, even if, like, to you what you're writing sounds like BS, like you're just kind of making things up, you can still sometimes get points for that. Because, like, they gave you 3 choices, right? They said, let me just pull it up here. So you could, even if you don't know what it means, you could just say, okay, the procedure outlined in the Constitution for impeachment and removal is an effective check on the president. Well, now you're just taking a position, like you've made a claim. And you could say, why? Like, well, the president is a very strong person and you need to be able to remove him. Right? Like, you didn't really say, it doesn't mean a lot. And I can't guarantee, that you'll get the points if you do that, but you'll probably get some of them.
Okay.
And if you have those notes we took on the documents, you pick a document and you've already got the notes on them, right? So you can say in 51, it said da da da. Well, it's talking about separation of powers. Here we have Congress and the president. Like, you know, you do your best, and I get it. It's hard,
Okay.
no doubt. This is not easy, but you get to look things up this time.
All right.
You, right? So, and if you were like, oh, I don't know what impeachment is. Oh, I forgot the filibuster. Get your vocabulary book out. That's not against the rules. They said it's okay to use your notes. So just, you know, you get to use the materials you have and you just do your best. But ultimately that is, I mean, we're still only grading you on, you know, trying. You know, just do your best. All right.
All right.
So I'll be checking in with you guys. You can let me know if you want a session tomorrow afternoon. Again, it would have to be probably more around like 2 o'clock or later, but it's up to you guys. I mean, you guys have been, you know, working hard. It's a tough week. But once Monday's done, the test is done. So then you're good.
So no more work after Monday, basically.
Well, it kind of depends on your situation. Like if you've been doing the extra credit and coming to these sessions, then no, you really wouldn't have to. For the students that have not been doing that, they will have more work.
All right. All right.
When will you be doing your grades so that I can keep up?
For term 4,
Yes.
I'll try to get some of those done tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm just going to see where we are at the end of this week. All right.
Bye.
All right. You have a good one. Bye.